Tonight on CTV News, a major shake-up is on the cards for the Christchurch City Council. We have an update on the rebuild of our city. And will a smartphone app solve the city's issues?
Broadcasting across Canterbury. From the CTV studio, this is First at 5.
Good evening, this is CTV News, now streaming live at ctv.co.nz. And as we go to air tonight, the recovery of quarry owner Murray Taylor continues. It's been more than a day and a half since 1,000 tonnes of limestone fell on the 56-year-old while he was excavating at his Waikari quarry. Tonight, that rescue operation is now a recovery one. To the day's other big story, a management shake-up is on the cards at the Christchurch City Council. Chief Executive Dr Colleen Edwards says she's unhappy with the level of satisfaction residents have with their current council and says a new structure is needed to better engage with the community.
Management at the Christchurch City Council will be restructured under a plan to reduce bureaucracy. Council Chief Executive Colleen Edwards will release a change policy at the end of the month, but she says it won't affect frontline staff and council-controlled organisations. Edwards said earlier this month she was unhappy with the results of the latest residents' survey, which showed only average levels of satisfaction with the council, and these had not improved since the earthquakes. She intends to find a better system for the council to better engage with the community. This follows Mayor Leanne Dalzell's comments during the long-term plan hearings last month, saying that its process was not the best way to engage the community post-earthquake. But just what they have in mind to improve community interaction and just what shape this will take is unknown. The restructure is also in preparation for the council's takeover of Sarah's authority next year.
Well, apparently time is ticking for those who want to get in on the action when it comes to class action against Southern Response, with just weeks to go until lawyer Grant Cameron attempts to take the insurer to task. Here's Gerard McCulloch.
It's been only a few weeks since traction was made on the class action, with more and more unhappy Southern Response customers coming forth to sign up against the insurer. Over the last year, Grant Cameron has been working alongside frustrated homeowners, encouraging over 3,000 unsettled policyholders to join a united effort to get what the claimants are owed through legal action. And just recently, an Australian-based litigation funder has jumped on board to support the class action on a no-win, no-fee basis. A no-win, no-fee basis means just that. If the class action is unsuccessful in court, claimants wouldn't have to pay any damages and legal costs. That's covered under the litigation team. But if the action is successful, claimants would pay fees of no more than 20% of the claim, with some paying a lot less. Grant Cameron, the lawyer in charge of the action, says the growth of frustrated homeowners willing to sign up is increasing.
Very well progressed. We've had well over 200 inquiries. We're just working through now getting clients signing on contracts, etc. And we're going to be holding a public meeting on Tuesday the 16th at the Cathedral to tell everybody, all the policyholders, exactly where to from here.
The meeting will see homeowners under Southern Response still struggling to come to a fair payout of their earthquake-damaged properties to discuss the process of the court movement. A better understanding for some concerned claimants unsure about the process.
Policyholders have 2 weeks to sign up to the class action or to finally join, and then we expect proceedings to be filed later in July. There'll be 1 month while a statement of defence is prepared by the other side, and then there'll be a judicial conference. So sometime in August we would expect that the court will determine how it's going to manage the process going forward.
But with the litigation team on board, he says unhappy insurers have more confidence for a resolution, nearly 5 years on from the devastating day.
Well, I think at this stage they're very, very comfortable where it's going. At last there is a plan, and at last there is a way of actually addressing these issues and forcing some sort of progress out of the insurer. Until now, people have thought they're in a process, whereas in fact they're in a form of holding pen. They simply are being held back until such stage as they exhibit signs of wanting to compromise on the insurer's terms. So the only way to force it, as people can't afford to do this themselves, is to get into a class action where the cost is no longer any issue.
Cameron says the homeowners he's dealt with are stuck in difficult circumstances, being offered only half of their insurance claim.
Probably one of the more extreme examples is a elderly lady told that she had $289,000 worth of repair work to be done. When we got the insurer's own file, that proved to be $366,000 on their own file, and they hadn't told that to the policyholder concerned. But when we get independent engineering advice and quantity surveyor advice, the true situation was a rebuild, minimum cost $1.75 million.
And Cameron says other claim holders that have come forth are experiencing the same issue, with them saying it's all the more reason for claimants to sign up. But he says he's confident with how it's all working out.
I think the parties will get together soon after matters have been filed, and no doubt we'll be able to resolve some sort of process, and if they can't, the court will impose that process.
So, a step forward for action. The meeting will kick off at the Cardboard Cathedral next Tuesday night. Jared McCulloch, CTV News.
Former Council of Trade Union Secretary Peter Conway has died. In a statement released by the CTU late this afternoon, it says he died following a serious depressive illness he had been suffering from for about 12 months. He had previously worked for the union here in Christchurch and was the chair of Oxfam New Zealand. A service will be held to celebrate Peter's life, and details on that service are expected to be released later this week. Well, still to come here on CTV News, Dion Swiggs from rebuildchristchurch.co.nz joins me for an update on the rebuild progress.
On CTV. Tune in every Saturday from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. for an exciting range of fantastic kids programming. Join in with all the fun Saturday mornings from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. on CTV.
This is James. He's renting out his property through First Avenue. And this is also James. He's using someone else. With First Avenue, James has an action plan tailor-made to his needs. The team is always available to make sure everything is running smoothly. First Avenue are about finding the right people for your property. They know the secret is to keep both tenants and homeowners happy. They understand they're dealing with your most important asset. Don't be like that, James. First Avenue Property, where you come first.
You expect your insurance company to be upfront and honest with you and not to try and put one over you, and got the very distinct impression that was what was happening.
Some bad things kind of come and they go, and you move on, but this just keeps dragging on and it actually drags you down.
It's been 4 years and we're kinda a bit sick of waiting.
Visit www.srca.co.nz for more info.
At Primary ITO, we want to help you lead your business into the future with confidence. The Diploma in Agribusiness Management allows you to learn the latest techniques, and you can apply your newly developed skills from the moment you start. With the option of workshops and online self-directed learning, training fits around your lifestyle. Key learning areas include human resource management, financial planning, budgeting and more. So contact us today to discuss your training needs.
Shopping has never been easier. Join us as we showcase some local businesses and take a look at some great deals that they have to offer.
Welcome back to CTV News, streaming live at ctv.co.nz. While the Christchurch City Council is going digital, sort of, Snap, Send and Solve has just been launched. It's a new mobile app for residents to snap and send in their issues they're facing in this city, things like roading, waterways and even graffiti. But the question is, will the council actually manage to solve any of the issues? Here's Jared McCulloch.
It's nearly as easy as 1, 2, 3. It's Snap, Send, Solve. The Christchurch City Council has launched a new mobile app, with residents now able to report council-related issues from the palm of their hand. They're the first local government in the country to use the smartphone application for the public to report any issues from graffiti to potholes in a matter of seconds. And the council's IT manager says it's designed to be simple.
So if you see, for example, a rubbish bin that's overflowing, you can take a photo of it, it captures your location, and then you can send it in to us either anonymously or add your details, and it comes into council and we put it into our systems and processes to sort out.
The app costs around $11,000 to run annually and has been around 6 months in the making. It's also used across the ditch, with multiple councils throughout Australia using the same program. And now the app has reached our shores.
We have been obviously really keen to bring ourselves into the 21st century, become a bit more digital and modern. So there's about 40 councils that use it over in Australia. It's particularly well used in Sydney. There's a council there that gets over 400 requests per month. So it's really highly used. So we saw it as a great opportunity to bring to Christchurch.
And it shows. Since its launch, nearly 80 incidents have been sent through, varying from roading right down to wastewater and stormwater systems. She says it's important to engage with residents concerned through modern technology.
We wanted to make it easier for people to basically send us issues. So at the moment you have to log on to our website, fill in a form or send an email or ring up, and we just wanted to make it easier for people to actually let us know what's going on out there and things that we need to fix.
So, how does it work? Well, when the app is downloaded, you can take a photo of the issue you have, put in any extra details about the problem, and with your mobile device's GPS, it can track where the concern is around the city. And then after that, it goes into the council systems.
So the processing systems are the same for any requests for service that we receive from out in Christchurch. The email comes in. If the customer has put in their details, so their email address or phone number, we get in contact with them. If it's an email address, we'll let them know we've received the request, and then we'll, within 48 hours, let them know what the process is, what's happening to that request, and a job reference number if it's appropriate.
And then it goes on to the right department. So CTV News went out to ask what locals thought of the app, many impressed with the new piece of technology.
I think it's great. The place is a mess at the moment with quite a bit around.
Do you think you would use it?
Yeah, I would.
Do you think you would use it?
I don't think so.
And why is that?
Thank you.
Why is that, do you reckon?
Wow. Too old.
I guess. I don't know. Good. Great.
Do you think you'd use it?
Probably not.
And you think you'd download it?
No.
Do you think you'd download it?
If I knew about it, maybe, yeah. If it's a local one, yeah. It's always interesting to have apps that can have an impact on your local life, on the things that are around you. So if it's something that has been launched by the City Council, yeah, it might be interesting.
It will make them do something about it, hopefully.
Do you think you would download it?
Yeah, if there was something that I didn't like that I wanted to be seen.
It's only if people know about it and use it to its full potential.
We come across these issues every day, and yeah, I think it's an amazing idea.
Fantastic. Do you think you'd download it?
Yes, I do.
One concern may be this roundabout near the CTV headquarters, but it's not all swings and roundabouts for all mobile users. It's only available on Apple and Android devices. But never fear.
We're working with Snaps and Solve to look at the possibilities for Windows Phone. Yep.
So all those people out there that want on Windows phones, this will be coming for them as well.
In time.
So step aside the Snapchat and the selfies, and maybe this new app to get the thumbs up towards some thumbs down problems. Jared McCulloch, CTV News.
And we here at CTV News want to hear from you to see if this app is actually working. Make sure you email your positive stories or otherwise to news@ctv.co.nz. And joining me now is Dion Swiggs from rebuildchristchurch.co.nz. Dion, has it been a big couple of weeks in terms of rebuilding in Christchurch?
It's always a big couple of weeks in Christchurch. There's always lots going on. You drive around the city, you can see lots of stuff happening down Durham Street. The bus exchange is open. Activity around sort of the central city with the transport plan. There's a lot going on. So, Christchurch is starting to happen.
Let's discuss some funding for Canterbury youth events. What's this about?
So the government have just poured in another $120,000 to youth councils. So this is in Canterbury region. So that's the Christchurch Youth Council, the Waimak and Selwyn Youth Councils. That's to help them with their winter events. So there's still a little bit of psychosocial issues around young people getting engaged, what's going on. So this is just a little bit of a helping hand for young people in the city.
The town hall, will it be rebuilt? Will it not be rebuilt? I guess we'll find out tomorrow, or Thursday rather, whether this will be rebuilt. What are your thoughts? Can it be done for $127 million?
It's a really hard question to ask. I mean, all of the documents that the council have been given say yes, it can be rebuilt for $127 million. The other thing here that we've got to sort of think about is that if they don't rebuild it, the council will get an indemnity payout of $30 million, and that will go towards the Performing Arts Precinct. If they do rebuild it, they get about $60 million in insurance. So either way, the council's going to have to pour some money into this project. But there's a bit of a toss-up whether we're going to have the full amount as a rebuild or an indemnity payout. So Thursday, they're voting on it again. The previous council has basically said this is going to happen.
Hang on, do we actually know if the payout from the insurance company will be substantial? Do we have that money yet?
Yes, I mean that's been confirmed. So I mean the rebuild, it was insured for $60 million as a rebuild, $30 million is the indemnity payout if they don't rebuild it.
Okay. Victoria Square, no surprises there, Dylan. A resounding absolutely not on your Nelly, get stuff, leave the square alone. We knew this was always going to be the case though, didn't we? Look at it, it does not need to be tweaked or changed or whatever. What do you make of this?
Common sense has prevailed here, thankfully. The feedback that's come back from about 2,200 submissions says we want to have curved paths, we want to have the ornamental areas, we want to have civic space in there. But they want better access to the river, they want the rivers to be fixed up, and one of the other feedbacks that came in from the consultation that they've just had is that people want to see a little bit more of the Māori heritage in the site as well. So,
well, hang on, I'm not sure that's the case. That's what maybe Ngāi saying. I'm not sure.
This is what the feedback has said. So, I mean, this is what we've seen. So now what's going to happen is that the government are going, now the next steps now are, the government are going to come up with another plan. They'll go back out to consult based on that 2,200 submissions. And then hopefully by around September, we'll know exactly what's going to be happening with Victoria Square.
All right. What do you make of the Mayor's long-term plan? It's come in for a bit of flack. It seems like a steady-as-she-goes approach, nothing really substantial or anything new.
From what I understand from reading the submissions for the long-term plan as well, it seems that the Mayor has, in her plan, just gone, okay, listen to that feedback and said, people are really holding on to asset sales. They don't want asset sales as such, but we have a big hole to plug. So staging those out, the rate rise of people don't want rate rises at the plan at the moment is 33%. That will come down to 29% over the next 4 years under the Mayor's plan.
You see, what I'm still waiting for, Dion, I want to get your take on this. Do you think the council, though, needs to show some real power, some decision-making in saying, this is not going to be popular, but we're going to do this or that? I'm yet to see that. What are you thinking?
Well, I think they're going to do that in asset sales. We need to free up $750 million. They've said they're going to make that money. They said they're going to sell these assets. And so they've already done that. And now it's about how are they going to do that. So, I mean, I think they've actually, a lot of people campaigned saying we don't want asset sales, especially People's Choice. And so now coming out and saying, the hard pill to sell is we need to free up $750 million of capital just to rebuild the city.
Let's talk about a cathedral that doesn't seem to have the infighting that we've come to know, which is a nice thing.
Yes. So the Catholic Cathedral, the Basilica on Barbados Street, $45 million plan to rebuild. This is, or what they're going to do is they're actually going to deconstruct a lot of the church and actually look at the nave, which is the square interior part of the church. And because that got strengthened in about 1990 apparently, and so there might be a lot of they might be actually able to save that, but they need to have a look at it. They need to understand what the actual damage is in there, and they also need to understand if the ground conditions, because the eastern part of the church has sunk a little bit. So they're doing all this work, and then they'll be able to know whether they can actually rebuild it or whether it's actually going to be a full demolition and then recovery after that.
It's a beautiful building, isn't it? A beautiful building. Finally, the cycleways, that's underway. In Riccarton, where on earth is that?
This is quite funny. We put this out on our Facebook page. It's the Unicycleway. And a lot of people were coming back and saying, is this the unicycle? Can you only use unicycles
That's what I thought.
Yes, I thought that as well.
I had images of sort of, that guy used to wear the beard.
Yes, exactly.
That used to turn up at protests doing that.
But so this is the so it's around Metapo Street. I mean, this is only a 300 stretch. This is kind of linking up the university to the centre of the city. So, again, it's just progress happening in the city. This is cycleways. A lot of people in the share an idea and in the all these processes over the last few years have said we want to have an accessible city. We want to be able to cycle, and this is going to make it a little bit easier, especially for university students.
Just funny, this isn't on your list, but What do you reckon about Hooters coming to Christchurch? You see that's planned to come to Christchurch.
Is it? Hooters.
Is it going to be on your Rebuild Christchurch website?
Well, if they're going to build in the central city and they're going to build in this place.
A lot of people on News Talk ZB think it's a great idea.
Hey, look, if it's going to... Well, I wouldn't mind. Let's go out.
You wouldn't mind?
We can have... Would you like that?
You're a heathen. Thank you, Dion. Dion Swiggs from rebuildchristchurch.co.nz. It's on its way, apparently. At least it's something. At least it's something, right? Well, still to come here on CTV News, the Crusaders lend a hand to a good cause, and of course, your region's weather. Hi, I'm Chris Lynch. Join me every Monday at 8:30 on CTV as we discuss the issues affecting you, your family, and everything to do with Canterbury. That's CTV 8:30 right here.
At Barber Well Drilling, we understand that your irrigation is the heart of your business, and a good heart never stops pumping. Our experienced team will lead you through the process, offering great advice and great quality. With a satisfaction guarantee, forget the time wasters. Barber Well Drilling, a job well done.
All in, he said. I could sense them in the distance. The rattle of the ball, the snap of the cards, a whisper of romance, a laugh. Some were serious, some were excited. But it was an easy call.
You expect your insurance company to be upfront and honest with you and not to try and put one over you, and got the very distinct impression that was what was happening.
Some bad things kind of come and they go and, you know, you move on. But this just keeps dragging on and it actually drags you down.
It's been 4 years and we're kinda a bit sick of waiting.
Visit www.srca.co.nz for more info.
Hi, I'm Mark and welcome to Staywell Pharmacy.
At Staywell Pharmacy, we do more than just dispense prescriptions. If you're looking for a new perspective on your health options from a qualified health professional, then come in and see us. We have 2 private consultation rooms where you can discuss your health needs with our team in confidence. We combine the best of the health food shop and a pharmacy to give you a holistic approach. For a new direction in your future health, call us for an appointment. Staywell Pharmacy. Live well, stay well.
Metro News. Metro News is dedicated to providing Canterburyans with news from their city. Join us at 7:30 all week on CTV.
Welcome back to CTV News, streaming live at ctv.co.nz. Well, the Crusaders were on hand for a very good cause last night. They attended a wrap party for Habitat for Humanity's last run of new built houses. Here's Chelsea Daniels.
The Crusaders, along with other volunteers, have been helping Habitat for Humanity build new houses in Bromley. This project started a year ago with 11 houses nearly complete. The families take a huge part in building their new homes, putting in over 500 hours into the building process. Families then pay off the house to Habitat over a 10-year period. Then it becomes all theirs. Andrea and Marty Cullen are excited to raise their 3 boys in a new warm home.
Due to the earthquakes, we've just been moving due to, landlords needing repairs and then putting the houses on the market. So, and there was no repairs done at the house that we're in at the moment. So, we're just wanting to get a secure home for our family. Thanks to Habitat, without them, home ownership would be probably non-existent at this stage for us.
Habitat for Humanity is a global organisation that has helped build 800,000 houses around the world, with around 4 million people housed.
Oh man, Habitat just completely relies on volunteers. We're a volunteer organisation. So, having the Crusaders here helping us out has been a huge boost for us. Some big strong guys to do some of the heavy lifting, but we've got a lot of volunteers to turn up for us weekend after weekend, working alongside the families. So, the families take a big part in building these homes.
The organisation strives to provide a safe and healthy environment for young families in need and get them out of crowded and rundown rentals.
People who are renting a house in Christchurch, as so many of us know, it's really tough. The rents are really high. It's really hard to find a place, and when you find one, it costs a lot of money, and it may be in not such great condition. So we've got families who are suffering health issues, respiratory disorders because of the sort of situation they're living in their homes, and they're paying a rent that makes it very hard to make ends meet.
Crusaders fullback Israel Dag was more than happy to help out the families in need.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Just they've come along to kind of learn about Habitat and info what they've been doing with Habitat. It's been amazing, and just seeing what they do for these families, just help them get a kickstart in life, and it's not that hard. It's not that easy trying to save some money for a house and things like that. So it's been awesome. So I just had to had the nail gun and nailed up some frames for the garage. And just did a bit of stuff like that, so it was good fun.
So, will the talented player be helping out again anytime soon?
If I get an opportunity to help out, I'll definitely come along and lend a hand. And I'm pretty good on that nail gun, so hopefully they'll let me come back and nail up some frames.
Chelsea Daniels, CTV News.
A very good charity indeed. And now it's time for your region's weather with Jared.
Good evening, Canterbury. Well, it was a much finer day today in the Garden City, but for other areas there were some gusty winds. Let's check out today's highs, shall we? South Canterbury, 11 degrees for Twizel and Temuka today. Timaru, you're on 16 degrees. Further north into the plains now, Christchurch, 17 degrees for you today. You shared that with Leeston, but one of the coolest places to be was Darfield and Methven on 15. Ashburton, you're on 18 degrees today. Further north into North Canterbury, sharing is caring for this whole area from Oxford run up to Kaikoura, 15 degrees for all of you today. You had a bit of cloud here and there as well. And if we take a look into the Alpine region now, the highest place, Arthur's Pass, 12 degrees. Let's check out the major centres now for the next day, which would be tomorrow, in fact. 15 degrees for Timaru and some northwesterly winds. A few showers here and there as well. As for Ashburton, you'll be slightly warmer tomorrow on 16 degrees with some northwesterly winds. Similar weather as well, a bit of showers and a low of 6 degrees. Christchurch, you will take out the high tomorrow on 18 degrees with some showers here and there, northwesterly winds. Kaikoura, you don't have the showers, which is good, but you've got a low of 13. Guess you can't really have it all, but that's okay. Moving on to the other areas around the region for tomorrow. Twizel and Temuka, you'll share the same high tomorrow on 11 degrees with some showers here and there. As we go into the plains region now, Methven and Darfield will share 14 degrees. Akaroa, you'll be on 16 tomorrow and some northwesterly winds for all of you and a chance of some light cloud here and there. Now, when we take a look into North Canterbury for tomorrow, chance of just the early teens. The coolest place to be would be Hamner Springs tomorrow on 12. The warmest, Cheviot on 14. And for the Alpine region tomorrow, 13 degrees for Arthur's Pass. Let's check out the next few days ahead now for the main centres. Mainly early teens here as well. Kaikoura, you'll be the warmest on 14 degrees. That's when you come back. You make a comeback there with some cloudy skies. For the rest of the places here, northwesterly winds for Timaru down to Christchurch, but there will also be Kaikoura there on changing to westerly winds, so be aware of that. Checking out the other areas around the region. Southwesterly winds to start off with on Thursday, coming all the way through, but there's a bit of a mixed bag of weather as well. Some sun, some clouds, bit of everything. But then we get to Friday. Now, this is where it changes a wee bit. A little bit of rain for down south and South Canterbury, but then it's mostly cloudy skies all the way through. But when we get to the top of the region, there'll be some westerly winds coming through. Now just be careful for the next 30 to 36 hours. There'll be some chance of gusty winds. So be aware of that. But for now, that is your weather for Tuesday.
Thank you, Jared, and that is CTV News for Tuesday. Have a great evening.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
Southern Newsweek is an Otago-based news bulletin. Watch this every week to stay in touch with what's happening in and around your community. Stay in the know